Hispanic Heritage Night on TNT is presented by AT&T. From Q2 Stadium in Austin, Texas, the road to a home World Cup continues for the United States. And tonight they're up against an Ecuador squad that impressed during South American qualifying and booked their World Cup place last June. Weston McKennie is in his first camp since March. He started both in March in the Nations League, but it's just a fifth appearance for him under Mauricio Pochettino.
And I caught up with him a little bit of training. I mean, he looks the fittest he's ever looked. I think he's in a great moment in his career. The Juventus situation has been challenging at times, and he's ridden through all of that. And outside of Christian, after him, Weston McKennie is the player for the U.S. national team. They need him for. He's a real star, and this will be a good opportunity to see him back in camp.
We are 245 days away from the United States World Cup opener at SoFi Stadium. And as Mauricio Pochettino reaches the 12-month mark in charge, there are still plenty of questions to be answered as he prepares this squad for the world's biggest stage. And they're up against an Ecuador side that had a wonderful qualifying campaign. They managed to finish second in CONMEBOL qualifying. They're unbeaten in their last 11 matches, their longest unbeaten run in their history. They have talent throughout the lineup, including the youngster Kendrick Paez, who is on loan at Strasbourg from Chelsea. And this will be a big test for Mauricio Pochettino's men.
You see right away, it's not always going to be a press, but it's always going to be energy. Ecuador hunts the ball in packs.
Played all the way back towards Joel Ordóñez at the back. Ecuador ranked 24th in the world. It's their highest ranking in the last 8 years. And over the course of the next 4 games for them before the World Cup draw, they are hoping to try and make it into the top 23, so they'll be in pot 2 of that World Cup draw come December. So plenty for them to play for as well over the course of the next couple of months. Despite having qualified, they are missing a few players, including Chelsea's Moises Caicedo, Arsenal's Piero Hincapié, and Gonzalo Plata with Flamengo. A mixture of players being left with their clubs to keep them fresher, and also slight injury issues. But they arrive here, having beaten Argentina 1-0 in the last window after a 0-0 draw with Paraguay. Picked up in the midfield there by Aidan Morris. Great opportunity for him. A 10th cap for Aidan Morris, who is flying high with Middlesbrough in the English Championship. Chris Richards with the ball forward towards Tillman. Now this is Tim Ream. Franco. Aidan Morris in there to battle and win the ball as it's played back by Tessman towards Ream. Ashton getting the call once again on the left side of the defence. Here it comes for Ordóñez, the 21-year-old Bruges defender, down the right side for Preciado to chase onto, up against Ashton. And he couldn't get the cross or the power on the shot towards Matt Freese.
A little bit lucky there. His footing got caught up. Let's see, makes the run. Just right here, you're going to see he's just, as he's looking up at top speed, doesn't have the right stride, is waiting for Valencia to show up in the middle.
Aidan Morris gets an important touch there, but it comes all the way for the driven shot. Out for a corner given by the referee tonight, Philip Duich, 31-year-old from Toronto, Canada. Major League Soccer referee who's in charge of this one tonight. Ecuador starting on the front foot here 3 minutes in. They haven't conceded many goals. They haven't scored too many either during their qualifying campaign. 10 clean sheets in the last 11 matches for this Ecuador team. Paez, the 18-year-old, across to take it. Pacho forward from the back, the Paris Saint-Germain defender, one of the targets here inside the penalty area for this early Ecuador corner. Richards trying to climb and head it away, and that's driven in and just wide there from Al-Sabat.
Well, he does really well to collect it. No one out there, Pops. It takes a good first touch. There's a good look. You know, you think that based on where the leg positioning was, he wasn't going to be able to get that on frame because at least McKennie and Tessman were chasing him down.
Once again, the press coming strong from Ecuador as Tim Ream is able to win the goal kick. There's been so much change over the last year under Mauricio Pochettino, who takes charge of his 19th game today as the head coach. It was almost a year ago to the day that he kicked off his time here in charge of the US in Austin. A 2-0 win against Panama. Only 2 players that started that win against Panama are in the starting lineup today. One of them is Tim Ream at the back, the other is Aidan Morris. Here's Balogun charging away down the left side. Really positive play from Balogun, and he manages to win the corner.
Really well done. Great pace. Here's a look at it. Just turns on the jets right here around the corner. Watch Weston McKennie, too. Cover a lot of ground to find his way into the box. That touch right here is a little tighter. We have 2 options, essentially, but really well done from Balogun. I mean, he was excellent last time we saw him, Luke. Just a total performance, so hopefully he can build off of that.
He got that goal against Japan on his first start for the US in 12 months. This is Tillman with the corner in towards Chris Richards, and Richards climbing, heads it wide. He scored here in the Gold Cup earlier this year. The US winning all 6 of their games in this stadium. It was June the 19th, a 1-0 win against Saudi Arabia in the group stage. Richards with the goal. Tillman with the ball in towards the back post, and that one will just run behind for a goal kick. Well, it's been a fast, frantic first 6 minutes. The man in charge of Ecuador, who has led them to the World Cup, is the 44-year-old Argentine, Sebastian Bercosesi. He's been the head coach since after Copa America. They lost the first match against Brazil, but he is unbeaten since.
That is so hard to do in that World Cup qualifying region.
An incredible performance for them, and despite a points deduction for registering an ineligible player, they still managed to equal their second, or their best ever World Cup qualifying campaign. Over the top of McKennie, comes towards Balogun, who managed to turn defense into attack last time on the ball, but it's won here at the back by Ordóñez. And Pacho all the way back towards the goalkeeper, Hernan Galíndez, 38 years old, the veteran goalkeeper, who plays in Argentina. He was born in Argentina, played 90 minutes in both games in September. In fact, is making his 11th start in the last 13 since Copa America. Galíndez with the long ball wide towards Preciado down the right.
I think, Luke, one thing that we've seen with the U.S. national team that under Pochettino has plagued them a little bit is when they face these high-energy, high-pressing teams, that sometimes they're just not direct and just play the safe ball, play it long, relieve the pressure, and
Tillman in towards Balogun here, and Balogun drives it low. Galíndez able to make the save. That was nicely done by Tillman from that situation to send Balogun away. Balogun already a handful for Ecuador. Preciado's ball forward. Yeah, moment to catch your breath.
Yeah, it finished to that. I mean, it's picking and choosing the right moments for these little between the lines interactions. I mean, Balogun to start the game so sharply, takes an excellent first touch, gets his footing right. That's going in the far post so he doesn't force the save. And I think that was a part of Balogun's game recently that's been super helpful for the U.S. national team when they're playing these teams that press hard. He's got the pace to chase a ball into the corner and at least relieve some pressure, but he's also excellent at coming back and linking up play.
He came on at half-time for Monaco at the weekend. 2-2 draw against Nice. He was fouled for the penalty that leveled that game. Tessman through the midfield up towards Balogun. So I mentioned before, 2 players that started Mauricio Pochettino's first game start this one tonight. Aidan Morris is back for the first time in a year. He started both of those games last October, Mauricio Pochettino's first 2 games in charge. Right here against Panama, then in Mexico, that 2-0 defeat. Hasn't been called up since, although Mauricio Pochettino did say he would have been called up for the November window had he not picked up an injury. But in a year where there has been so much change, Tim Ream, who was just on the ball there, has been pretty much a constant for this team. He was the other player that started that first game. He's now played 16 of Pochettino's 19 games in charge, and tonight captaining for the 15th time under Mauricio Pochettino, his 24th time in his career as the US captain. Preciado with the ball back here towards Galindez. Tillman underneath this one, cushions it down towards Aidan Morris.
Yeah, what I love about Aidan Morris's game is he's always trying to think how to play positive, how to get turned and advance the ball up the field. He's calm, he's composed, he can carry the ball up, but he's not just playing that safe pass just to keep the ball moving. He's trying to get the U.S. turned and break through the lines.
Austin with the ball back towards Tim Ream. Richards. Morris wide to that right side, and Robinson with the ball back inside. No Anthony Robinson tonight in the squad. And no Zendejas as well due to an injury. They both missed training towards the end of the week. Anthony Robinson still being managed in terms of his comeback from long-term injury.
So you can see that the U.S. really, it's moving into a back three when they have the ball. And that's when they really show up in that formation. They almost go back into that back four mold. That's, I think, what Tim Williams gives us a little hint. Kind of like a fake wing back. You know, sometimes a wing back, but not always.
Forward it goes towards McKennie. And out of play here for a U.S. throw. And Tim Weah has played in many different positions already this season at club level. One of them has been as a right fullback or a wing back. He's played on the left side as well. Played in midfield roles. This is Weston McKennie. McKennie off for Tillman. Now it's picked up by Weah. Through for Tillman. Lovely move here from the US. And Tillman towards the byline, stands it up at the back post, and it's dealt with by Preciado, but I think he's given the corner here.
What a beautiful little sequence that was from the US. Really patient, great spatial awareness, overlapping run, you know, already there, the timing of everything. You know, Tillman does really well to get the cross off in the end. His opportunity to get a shot off was really closed down immediately when he got into that middle position. Vitae did well to at least stymie that initial attack. But the U.S. has looked really composed on the ball after a shaky first couple minutes.
The referee just sorting things out there. Ordonez getting into it a little bit with Tanner Tessman. Tessman's first appearance since the Nations League in March. Philip the referee, has taken charge of 24 MLS games this season. 5 red cards, 9 penalties. And he's still keeping a close eye on what's going on inside the 6-yard box there. As Tillman plays it into the front post. Able to rise and get there, and it might have just been kept in there. In fact, the flag was up for offside on the far side of the pitch anyway. Luke Wellman and Kyle Martino in the broadcast booth, and Melissa Ortiz is by the benches.
I'm right next to head coach Mauricio Pochettino, and I see his body movements and signaling. When the team is out of possession, he wants Timothy Weah to stay central defensively, not get pulled too far inside. Then when they lose possession of the ball, that back line, Mauricio keeps shouting them, push up, very quickly. And offensively, guys, Mauricio's applauding movements and sequences that this U.S. team is doing from the sideline. He's consistently doing it, and you can see it on his face as well.
Mauricio Pochettino said in his press conference yesterday there is not a single player inside that locker room that right now should expect to be in the World Cup squad. He said that's a culture that they have been trying to instill over the course of the last 12 months since his debut right here in Austin. And he said that he feels there has been that culture shift whereby every player there knows they still have to fight for their place.
You get the sense that he was recognizing players feeling a little comfortable, and he is definitely a coach historically that's known about the intensity, the values, the passion, the commitment that's expected every single day. And I remember right when he got to Spurs, some players found that out very quickly. One very famously.
Played across the back by Ordonez towards Pacho, who was sent off in the Club World Cup quarter-final in Atlanta with PSG. As they beat Bayern Munich, he missed the semi-final and final of the Club World Cup this summer. Arston rises. His last game for the US was in Columbus, where he plays for the crew. Got an assist on the Zendejas goal in a 2-0 win against Japan. Zendejas and Balogun were the scorers that day. One of the things I really liked from Paul Carr, our super stats man, was that Arston to Zendejas goal was the US men's national team's second A-to-Z goal. This ball played into the middle, runs all the way through. Altidore assisted Zardes.
Only Paul Carr could grab
in
that.
2015. Very impressive. Zendejas is in the stands tonight next to Anthony Robinson. Zendejas having a very good spell at club level, but unfortunately not fit for this one here today. Zendejas with what Club America described as an issue in his left thigh. Christian Pulisic did miss training, but is on the bench today.
Yeah,
what a season he's having.
It's really wonderful to watch the player he's become, the consistent star he is abroad at one of the biggest clubs in the world and some of the biggest competitions. It's really wonderful.
Comes Estupiñán down the left side, and Richards is trying to battle there. It's cleared away by Weah. Preciado. Ayez will chase across to the far side. Estupiñán, who burst forward there from left back, a teammate of Christian Pulisic at AC Milan.
Yeah, Bees was talking about early on in the game. That matchup is going to be fascinating on the far side of the field.
Acho across the back all the way towards Ordóñez. Started the final 8 qualifiers, played the full 90 in 7. He played against Balogun in the Champions League with Bruges. 4-1 win against Monaco. Finds himself directly up against Balogun again tonight. Richards with the ball forward towards Tessman. Lovely ball flick there from McKennie, and wide on the right Weah feeds it forward. Tessman is there, he's got Balogun in the middle, but he couldn't quite find him. But it will be another corner here for the United States.
That was a great try. Pacha read that one really well. But was just trying to lift it. Here's another look at the sequence. Lovely back heel. Excellent weight on this pass from Weah. You can see what he's trying to do. He's just trying to lift it over the experienced center back's leg. Wonderful little attack there from Dress.
Tillman once again with the corner. This the 4th of the game in the opening 17 minutes. And away at the front post, and Arston battling to try and get there. Aidan Morris back now, trying to halt the runners. Vite, the former Vancouver man, brings it forward. And now a little shove in the back there by Richards. He'll get a yellow card here from Filip Dujic. The run from Yeboah after he was fed by Vite. Relegated last year from Serie A with Venezia.
Well, and after this initial collision, yeah, it was just too difficult to take him down. There was a few times, little clipped heels and grabs of the jersey, just trying to make a professional foul here, and Richards had enough, just goes for it himself.
Chris Richards, Crystal Palace, seeing their incredible club record 19-match unbeaten run end with a 2-1 defeat at Everton at the weekend. Of course, they beat Liverpool in the Community Shield earlier before the start of the season. He's been playing in the Conference League as well, had 90 minutes in the Conference League win at Dynamo Kiev last week, every minute in the Premier League as well. And Palace was such a small squad, just maybe off the back of a European week, got a little tired towards the end there at Everton at the weekend. And that unbeaten run came to an end, but 19 matches for Palace under Oliver Glasner and Chris Richards. A huge achievement for them to be where they are right now at the start of this campaign. Jordi Alcivar standing over this one. Headed away by Tim Ream. Alcivar, the lone player in the starting lineup, playing in Ecuador, Independiente del Valle. Cleared away downfield there by Miles Robinson.
There's been a real commitment when Ecuador are on the ball to immediately find ways to get pressure and force scenarios. And what I love about it is it's not this domino effect of the second player starting after the first. It's happening in unison. That's why Ecuador's having a tough time. That first press from Weston McKennie is making that obvious outlet pass go to an area where there's already another U.S. player sprinting to put pressure on.
McKennie with a little bit of space here on the edge of the area. Couldn't quite find where. Stupinian looking to bring it away, and now Pacho, central defender, switching it wide to the right for Preciado. He earned his 50th cap in the last international window. Back with Tim Ream, the Charlotte man, in towards Tessman. Where Robinson. We were talking with Miles Robinson yesterday about signing his new contract in Cincinnati, and the environment there, he feels, is the right one for him to continue his development.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. A lot of my former teammates, Albright, Noonan, Kenny Arena, Kinnear, a lot of former U.S. players.
Some good names to learn
too,
from.
that understand how important it is and have been through different challenges getting into the U.S. team. So they've done a wonderful job helping them along the way.
Ream's ball down the left side, and Balogun here up against Alcivar. Way opens up a little bit for Balogun, and he tried to curl it towards the top corner. And you know what? He wasn't too far away.
They just took that quick glance, and this is what I love about him. Just watch how quickly he can get away, find a little window, and just balance, composed, and a wonderful strike. That doesn't miss by much. I mean, he's so efficient in his movement, no wasted movement, creates little pockets very quickly for himself. That was a wonderful opportunity.
September was Balogun's first squad under Mauricio Pochettino. Of course, he had issues with injury last year, shoulder and ankle. Zena Valencia down the right side, the veteran forward. Take up by Paez and then Preciado. Blanco the right back, across for Ordonez. Vite. Vite making a move away from Major League Soccer earlier this year. Valencia's ball forward, straight through to Matt Freese.
That's interesting there. You know, Weston McKennie has almost been the first line of confrontation a lot of times. And you saw right there, and he's still chatting. Went to go press, and that time, there wasn't another U.S. player reading it. And Ecuador was easily turned and playing through the lines. That hasn't happened a lot, and Weston made sure everyone knew that that's not acceptable.
Christian Pulisic talked about Weston McKennie's return to the squad, talked about how much his energy just brings a smile to the team on the pitch at training, but also off it as well. Freese will drive this one downfield towards Balogun. Now McKennie. Weston McKennie back in Texas, of course. Free kick given here.
He finally got one.
That's it back down to Melissa Ortiz.
Fuller and Balogun spoke about his role as a 9. He said he attributes his movements to his time playing as a winger early in his career. He said, I think movement as a winger is obviously key. If you want to score goals, you can't always just stay wide. You need to have a variety in your attack, including all the runs that he is making. He said later on when he moved to the striker.
Here's Zena Valencia trying to get in down the right side. Valencia! 1-0 Ecuador! The veteran striker, Ana Valencia, his 48th international goal, and the United States trail in Austin.
And right there, Abe Morrissey just gambles on that first one, and after that, you know, Richard just doesn't read the right movement over his shoulder, and that pivot to try to go find Valencia. Valencia was already moving with that first touch to free himself up. Watch this, just beautiful first touch. And at this point, as the angle's getting worse, and that's just how good a goal scorer he is. Hey, Richards, he absolutely closes the space, and he's right there to be able to block that shot. But Valencia, I mean, just so much class and understanding how much time he has to get that shot off. It gets cleaned out afterwards, but a beautiful finish. And just too little details there. Two mistakes, and a player of that quality can burn you. Totally against the run of play.
Enner Valencia still going strong at 35 years old. 48th international goal, and this is cap number 101. What a strike rate on the international stage for Enner Valencia. Pretty much a goal every 2 games. Now playing at Pachuca. This is Weah, inside to Tillman. Kenny's ball in, Balogun couldn't get there, headed behind by Ordonez for a 5th US corner.
Yeah, a testament to Valencia. That's not really a Richards mistake. I mean, he turns over his shoulder to try to find him, but Valencia's movement just so good.
Six goals and 8 caps for Valencia. He scored the winner against Argentina in the last World Cup qualifier in September. Tillman's ball in front post, goes all the way through to Richards. Almost another goal in Austin for Chris Richards. The US trying to hit back immediately. Cleared towards Weah on halfway.
What a save. I'm curious to watch the replay to see how he got down that quickly to get a palm to that.
Moves ball back towards Richards. Denied by Galindez. 14 clean sheets and 29 caps for the veteran goalkeeper. Robinson across the back here for Richards. In the 27th minute, 1-0 Ecuador, with Valencia's goal the difference. Ecuador's record World Cup goal scorer with 5. That goes to Galindez. Here, which is taken quickly by Preciado. 51st cap for him, the 27-year-old. Back for Franco.
U.S. just needs to stay composed and shake that off. I mean, they're having a really good start to this game. Little moment where Morris could stay on his feet and maybe get there and don't get more on that pass, but they're playing well. They're definitely making life difficult for Ecuador.
Richards heads it away. Vite. Pedro Vite, Pumas man. Down the right for Preciado. And back here by Austin, forward towards Balogun. This is Tillman. Tillman over the top, McKennie chasing, and McKennie able to bring it down. Could he keep it in play? I think it's a goal kick. It is.
Here's a very close look at this save. I mean, it comes out so quickly. That's a wonderful, wonderful save.
It's the AT&T net cam.
Yeah, Richard did well to take it off the half volley. Strikes it beautifully and gets a little luck off the post, but that's a great goalkeeper.
Yeah. Chris Richards, almost impactful once again. 3 international goals. Played all but 3 minutes at the Gold Cup. Scored recently for Palace against Millwall in the League Cup. This is Austin with a foot header out. And it's a throw here for Ecuador. Ecuador coming into this game were on a 450-minute shutout streak. Savar forward. Tackled by Tillman, and Philip Duric gives the free kick.
No problem with that. And Tillman frustrated, put the work in, and was able to get the ball in the end, but plenty of leg before he did that.
Tillman started the first two Champions League games for Bayer Leverkusen, draws against Copenhagen and PSV. Games in the Bundesliga so far. The goal was Leverkusen debut, a 3-3 draw with Werder Bremen. Penalised though there by Philip Duic. And here comes the resulting free kick. Stupinian is standing over it. And Silva there as well. Looks like it might be set up here for the left foot of Stupinian, to Pulisic's teammate at Milan. And it is. Wasn't great execution. Half an hour in, still 1-0.
Yep. And going back to that goal, wonderful former U.S. center back in the studio, Omar Gonzalez. I'd be curious his thoughts on that situation. They could have handled that a little bit better. Obviously, very easy to play between the lines, but that's a very difficult striker to.
Problems there, Valencia putting the press on for Matt Freese, but the US able to get away with it as it's cleared forward once again, and it's a brave header to get it away from Robinson. Tessman sliding into the challenge, and now Aidan Morris, McKennie going in there as well. Morris brings it forward. Here's Balogun as the US can break down the right side. It's Aidan Morris looking for support here. He's got Weah on the overlap, and Tim Weah towards the byline, can't get on the end of it, and it's out for a goal kick.
That's a real shame. Weston McKennie was making an excellent internal run. Morris just picked the wrong pass and obviously put too much weight on it.
US Soccer on TNT is presented by Volkswagen from Q2 Stadium in Austin, Texas, just after the half-hour mark. It's 1-0 for Ecuador here against the United States.
Yeah, I'd imagine Pochettino's happy with the response he saw after they conceded. They got right back to the game plan. Yeah, they've been very intentional and precise with their passing. Their high starting position and the wing-back roles is still working. They're just getting right back to the game plan. Balogun's been a complete handful. He's been irresistible.
Austin forward towards halfway. McKennie. Morris pushing it forward down the left side.
Yeah, one thing U.S. has done so well when that first outlet pass gets closed off. Balogun has been wonderful. It's not just putting the ball into an area they hope he's there. I mean, he is intentionally making his way over to that side of the field as that second pass. They get a little height on it to try to break that first line of pressure. They've done it several times now, and it's really excellent in neutralizing that counter-pressing threat of Ecuador.
Way down the right side there. In towards Tessman. And this is Ream. Morris finds Afston. Hasn't been able to get forward too much so far tonight, but they'll find Morris here, the Middlesbrough man just outside the box with the cross in. Tillman able to, McKennie brings it down, back for Tillman now. Strong challenge on the edge of the area. The referee says it's all ball and allows Valencia to bring it away. Broken up by Robinson, and this is Morris.
Really well done by Miles Robinson there, by the way. Perfect position if the ball gets turned over. It's a dangerous counter-attacking opportunity right there to make sure that they were able to win that ball back.
.34 minutes on the clock in Austin. Another free kick given here.
Should be stopping that.
Dujic taking charge of his first US international game.
You see he rolls that left ankle as he's trying to step over, immediately goes down to grab it.
Philip Dujic became famous on social media. You might have seen the clip, Kyle, where he was refereeing, Philip Dujic, refereeing the St. Louis game last year, and he gave it the big VAR announcement on the microphone and said there was no offside, and everybody started cheering, and then he said, however, there was a foul on the play, no goal. He went viral across
that was an amazing moment.
The world of football.
Good timing.
Yeah, comedic timing, unless you were a St. Louis fan at the time. That's the man in charge tonight. 10 minutes until half-time here. Ecuador leading by 1-0. 16th all-time meeting. Ecuador were unbeaten in the first 8 against the US. Now the US losing 1 of the last 7. The last time they played was March of 2019 in Orlando, when Jesse Zardes scored the goal assisted by Reen.
Never understood the pouring the water on the foot. That's still going on. I don't know.
You never did that? It must make a difference.
No,
maybe it's different water these days.
Sucks.
Estupinian back to his feet. He was suspended for the 0-0 draw against Juve last Sunday. Red card and a 2-1 win against Napoli a couple of weeks ago. That 2-1 win against Napoli. Christian Pulisic had a wonderful game that day. He was the star of the show. You could just see how much it meant to that team at the end of that game. Huge early season game in Serie A. Lovely turn here from Austin as he gets his way into the box and takes a deflection through. And it's behind off Balogun after another save by Galindo's. Great reaction save from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, again, Weston McKennie did a wonderful run through the midfield. And as this ball deflects, I mean, it looks like it might at least catch that post. But watch Galindo's. Just quick. Make sure he palms it at least far enough where Balogun doesn't have a good opportunity at it. Well, those runs out of the midfield from Weston McKennie, I mean, this formation really plays to all of his strengths. He's been excellent with being an outlet, getting on the ball in the middle, but at times being that second threat up top with Balogun and making the runs through.
There are 3 central defenders out there for Mauricio Pochettino, but this is a fluid, flexible formation for sure. Tessman.
Tillman's been a little bit quiet. You need to, don't want to see him drop in deep to try to get in the game. Just kind of find a way to impact it and get on the ball a little more often.
Now forward for Balogun once again. Flag goes up on the far side for offside from Gerard Cada-Labuy, the assistant referee from Montreal.
No, close. No, look at it. Well off, you can see the cut of the grass. A couple feet offside. Really well done from Bacho, who watched him do that and just took one little step forward.
Pacho with the crossfield ball, trying to pick out Preciado down the right side. Turned back by Yeboah. Through the middle towards Valencia, the flag is up. He was in round the back of Richards, and that's because he was offside. Tessman driving forward here deep into the Ecuador half. Wide to the right now for Weah. Weah standing that cross up towards McKennie on the edge of the box. Austin tries to bring it down against Preciado. Austin flicks it through. Chance for Tillman, but the flag is up.
Balogun having a little word with Tessman. There was an opportunity there to slip him in early on in that sequence. It just took a couple extra touches. Did really good job to recycle that opportunity. Pochettino, deep communication and discussion with his coaching staff, who we trust a lot to give him some good information, and I imagine he's got to be happy with what he's seen so far.
Coming up next, the Volkswagen half-time show. Brian Dunseth, Marcus Beasley and Katie Witham pitchside with the highlights from the first 45 minutes. As the challenge comes in there from Miles Robinson, he's got a yellow card. Interested to see this one again. But Philip Duich was straight into his top pocket to get the card. Up against Paez.
This happens sometimes where someone looks at the position of a foot, not realizing how that foot got in that position. The ball bouncing his leg up and making it look like it's a higher tackle and over the ball. It's a subtle nuance that you could call a foul, but for me, that's not a yellow card.
Andrew Paez, the player, down, 18 years old. He's on loan from Chelsea. With Strasbourg, he was the youngest goal scorer ever in South American World Cup qualifying. And now Estupiñán's down again.
That's a big loss for them. Yeah, that little sequence that we saw where it just looked like when it rolled, he immediately grabbed at it. I've been watching him. He hasn't been moving comfortably ever since. Big blow for Ecuador.
So it seems as if they will be forced into a change here as we head towards half-time.
And this is that moment. As much as he leaps over and gets his foot planted, a little bit of contact, just he doesn't have the entire weight on it. Rolls over immediately, and you can see he grabs at it in discomfort. That's the end of the day for him.
Ecuador not yet with a substitute ready here. The head coach, Sebastian Berkesesi, is on the edge of the technical area trying to get some instructions on. And they're trying to rush to get Yanmar Medina in. For the time being, they're a man down as Tessman has it wide for Weah on the far side. Down the left touchline. Lovely skill, but Richards is back there to play that one back. Chabot was trying to cause trouble. Moves out to Richards once again. It's the US look to bring this forward inside the final 3 minutes of the first half here in Austin. The goal from Enner Valencia, the first time the US have conceded in 6 previous games here. They'd scored 14. He hadn't given up a goal. Estupiñán's day is done. And to the Genk left back, Medina, to come in. Here's Reed. Now this is Morris carrying it forward. He's got Arston down to the left side. And this time the free kick does go the way of the US as Morris is fouled, and they'll make the change here with Medina coming in. 9 appearances across the league and Europa League in Belgium this season with Genk. 90 minutes in a 2-1 win against Gender, the bottom side, Sunday. Just a third cap though. Where? Lovely play here as the ball's driven in and just keeps wide. It took a deflection on the way through, and it will be a US corner here in the final 90 seconds of the half.
Beautiful bit of ingenuity here. Quick little toe poke. 1-2. Yeah, the pass is a little bit behind him, but he's able to drag it in front of him, hit it up quickly. The deflection almost forces it into that far post. Good opportunity right before half here for the US.
The 6th corner. Berkesesi, the Ecuador coach, is halfway down the touchline, trying to get instructions onto his team here. In towards the front post, it's Headed behind for another corner. This will be number 7. I mean, he's so far outside his technical area, you can just see him there at the bottom of the picture. Fourth official, Carly Shaw McLaren, trying to get the coaching staff back inside the
she's staying in
technical area.
She needs to go out of it and get him.
Tillman here with the corner. The referee once again having a word in there with Tanner Tessman. It's the most US corners in the first half under Mauricio Pochettino. This is number 7. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Tillman's ball in towards the back post. Galindez claims. That's why she couldn't go get him. She was waiting for the board for the time when it got to 45 minutes. So now that she's put the board up, she can go and make sure that Berkus says he's back in his technical area. I've never seen a coach so far down the touchline
for so long.
He may as well have been on the pitch. He was right now. Apparently he has. Yes, he is now, right now, inside the touchline. Where? Down the right side. And Robinson gets it back through for Weah here. The ball in, can't find Balogun. It's out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, Balogun frustrated because in these moments where the US has done such a good job of getting in these wide positions, that final pass, that final decision just hasn't been as sharp as it needs to be. But Balogun's runs have been there. I mean, he's made a few really strong and dynamic runs that if the U.S. was a little quicker and decisive in how they delivered the ball in, he was going to get a chance.
US Soccer on TNT is brought to you by Volkswagen and the all-new 2025 Tiguan. Push forward down the right by Robinson. McKennie here, trying to see what's available. Tim Weah is right there, but Vite will turn and bring the ball away, and he's fouled. Pedro Vite had a wonderful season in Vancouver, made it all the way to the CONCACAF Champions Cup final before leaving halfway through the season to move to Mexico. A minute of the 3 being added on, still to be played here. Galindez driving the ball forward. He played in all 3 games at the World Cup in Qatar. Ream heads it away. And now pushed through the middle for Balogun to chase onto. Balogun shoulder to shoulder with Ordonez. Balogun steps inside. Can he get the shots away here? Rolls it back for Morris, and it takes the deflection wide. The World in Qatar. Ream heads it away. And now pushed through the middle for Balogun to chase onto. Balogun shoulder to shoulder with Ordonez. Balogun steps inside. Can he get the shots away here? Rolls it back for Morris, and it takes the deflection wide. I think it might have clipped the foot of Tim Weah on the way through.
Wonderful ball here from Weston McKennie. Excellent. Balogun shows his pace. Just this little touch right here with his toe. And just really good defending that he was able to get that deflection. It's actually Weah that gets in the way of Tessman. That would have been a wonderful goal right there. The U.S. getting in their own way, but again, Balogun just excellent. I mean, Pacho did everything he could to make sure that he couldn't get a shot off and force that pass back. Unfortunate for the U.S., they couldn't get that shot on frame.
Balogun has had a very good first 45 minutes, but the United States head in at the break, trailing by 1-0. McKennie was in camp last year in Austin for Mauricio Pochettino's first camp, but he left after the first game. He didn't play because of an injury. This is his first camp since March. He played 4 Nations League games in a row under Mauricio Pochettino. 2 games against Jamaica in November, and then the Panama and Canada games in the Nations League in March. Cap number 61 for Weston McKennie today. And the second half underway with Ecuador making those 2 changes and leading by 1-0, scored by Enner Valencia. Valencia, his 48th international goal, Pachuca man. on his 101st appearance for his country. Richards with the ball forward towards Tessman. And now McKennie down the right side. That's pushed towards Balogun, who had a strong first half, and Pacho will look to clear away here. PSG man high over halfway where Robinson can head it back. Valencia with the goal, his second career goal against the United States. 11 years to the day since scoring against them previously. 2014 it was in East Hartford, Connecticut, a 1-1 draw. Ream with the ball back towards Fries, who was just able to get there. Fries and Ream both making their 9th start in a row, the longest active streak of any player with the US men's national team right now.
Yeah, Tillman's got a touch. We were talking about him to find the game a little more in the first half, and Paul Carr mentioned to me tied for lowest touches of the outfield players. Just want to see him be a little more aggressive in how he tries to go get himself into the game.
66% possession in the first half for the United States. They led in shots 6-4, 2-1 on target, and heavily in favor of the US for corners in the first 45, with 7 and just 1 for Ecuador. Alcivar will take the free kick on the far side. Just a 5th cap for Jordi Alcivar, the 26-year-old. September was his first call-up in 2 years. Started against Paraguay, came on against Argentina. Part of the side that finished 3rd at the Under-20 World Cup in 2019 in Poland. Here he is with the delivery here. Alcivar's ball in. And Vite couldn't get there, and here come the US forward over halfway with Ware. He's got support from Tillman in the middle. Balogun making a run to the right, and wide to the left, it's Max Afston. Afston against Preciado. On the way back towards Tim Reed. Morris finds McKennie. McKennie looking to try and pick out Tessman at the back post. The cushion's header flipped away there by Vite, and here comes Angulo, the substitute. Angulo straight past Morris, wide to the right it goes. And it's Kevin Rodriguez chasing forward on the far side. Rodriguez up against Ream here. Plays the ball across, can't find the goal scorer, Valencia. Back towards Ream. Yes, pushing forward with Afston down the left side here. He's got support from McKennie up against Preciado on that left touchline. Afston. Now McKennie. McKennie through for Afston, and the challenge coming in from Joel Ordonez, who read it well. This is Morris on the edge of the area, finds Tessman. Strong challenge coming in, sends Tillman to the ground. This is Weyer into the path of Balogun. Balogun across goal! Tillman still down on the edge of the area. Lovely skill here from Angulo down the left touchline, and then the free kick given against the use of Mauricio Pochettino. And his staff are not happy with the refereeing.
I think you're right. This looked like a foul. Looked like an obvious foul. And yes, the ball, gets absolutely hammered. And it's potential. It's a penalty. And he's tiptoeing the line. And yes, it makes it on to Balogun. But that's not so clearly a great goal-scoring opportunity that you wouldn't call that. I have to get another look at that. But I think there's a very strong shout for a penalty there.
Down the right side. Captain tonight for Ecuador. Actually had a loan spell at Charlotte FC in their expansion season in 2022.
Here's another, this is a penalty. Yeah, now, we got to see another angle. It looked like he was standing right over the line.
Was it inside, do you think?
Just
on the line?
That contact is pretty clear that it comes. It's a foul. We just got to find that contact. While he's on that line over that line in the box, that looked like a penalty.
Either way, something should have been called, and Mauricio Pochettino and his staff were making their point with quite a lot of vigor.
Here's the line. So we're going to look here. Ooh, it's right outside.
Just outside.
Right outside.
Just outside.
I guess not as cruel, but if you ask yourself, do you want a free kick from right there or the ball on the Balogun? Maybe it's a debate.
Tillman against Franco on the far side. Arston, lovely footwork. He's fouled. A few ironic cheers coming from the stands as the US get the decision after good footwork from Arston.
I mean, he's been a totally different player since the switch to a back three. And I think that freedom and that coming late and high starting position, I mean, he's really thriving in it.
Talk about the flexibility of the positioning, and Miles Robinson is tucked inside at the moment here as it comes out towards Tessman wide on the right. Now Richards. Here is Miles Robinson, the Cincinnati man, down the right side towards Ware, looking to help it on for Tessman to chase, but Pedro Vite's there. He's lost the ball. It's Tessman here. Can he find Balogun? And put behind the challenge from Ordonez. A goal kick is given.
So it's like a one-on-one competition with Balogun, who's playing excellent, and Pacho has been next to him every step of the way. Lovely little run, feints far post. It's just a little bit ahead of him. Wonderful from the Ecuadorian defender to get there and make that play. You just get the sense it's coming for Balogun. He's going to get his goal this game.
Headed away there by Ream. Now Tillman. Tim Ream celebrating his 38th birthday on Sunday. And he became the 4th field player and 6th player in US men's national team history to earn a cap after the 38th birthday. We'll give you a quiz question and ask you who the last outfield player was to earn a cap after a 38th birthday, but it was an awful long time ago. Since then, Marcus Hanneman has done it as a goalkeeper. Tim Howard has done it. In fact, won 10 caps after the age of 38.
I know it was
Tim Howard. It was not.
I retired at 28.
Brecky. 2001.
I've got all my help, too. I just looked to the left of you.
Oh, Dunny's trying to help you cheat.
Everyone was trying to
write
get
the answers on a piece of paper. Shocking.
I did not phone a friend on that one. What a chop. The Brecky chop. Anyone that played against Brecky fell for that every single time.
There were a couple of big saves in the first half from Hernan Gerlindez. His ball downfield is headed back over halfway by Richards. Here's McKennie, picked up by Pedro Vite in the midfield.
Yeah, a lot of credit for Robinson and Richards. They've been playing on, you forget, they've been playing on yellow cards this whole time. They've stayed aggressive, they've been combative, they've met every single challenge that's come their way since that one goal. Really playing well together. And if this back three starts to solidify, think about the wing back options. And, you know, Jedi when he's healthy, Desk's coming back into form. And there's plenty of players that really thrive with a stable back three that frees them up to go forward.
Plenty of experience in a back three for a lot of the players out there today. Tessman heads this one forward to Morris. Morris plays in front of a back three at Middlesbrough.
Yeah, the thing I want to see is if Tillman struggles to find the game or make a change. I mean, Pulisic next to Weston McKennie under the barrel the way he's playing, they would be menacing.
Tillman, just a case of if Christian Pulisic is 100% and ready to go.
Well, knowing him, I'm sure he wants to jump out there.
Morris is fouled by Angulo.
That's when I was texting with John Harkes, a former teammate of mine, legend for the U.S. national team. And it's just, he said the same thing that we were feeling, is that you know, from his vantage point, he's a coach and he knows what this team's been through. It just feels different. This is even though they're down 1-0, this is the positive, you know, competitive, spirited performance that we always want to see from the U.S. John was part of teams that were absolutely known for that, right? I mean, just teams that were the first to go toe-to-toe, right? 94 was such a special moment with some of the world powers and be difficult to play against. And evolution is, right, like keeping the ball against Ecuador, but yes, we want to play this dynamic way and attacking, but we can't lose that spirit. It's there today.
I think McKennie was trying to pick out Austin there, who had made the run down the left side, but it's all the way through towards Galindez. The 5th World Cup for Ecuador and their 2nd in a row. They only made the knockout stage once before. That was in 2006 when they lost against England in the round of 16. It's just their 2nd time making back-to-back World Cups. They also did it in 2002, 2006. Sebastián, the Argentine head coach, worked under Jorge Sampaoli for a long time at international level. Part of the coaching staff when Chile won Copa America in 2015. Flag is up here for offside.
Yeah, Bees mentioned it in the pregame show. Balogun putting pressure on the, I mean, do it at all. Just going, putting that little bit of pressure on, and also that back line being really smart of letting that player run into an offside position. But Balogun, he's impacting the game, whether the U.S. have the ball or they don't, and that's the type of 9 performance the U.S. is desperately needed.
No movement yet on the bench for Mauricio Pochettino, as Kevin Rodriguez has it down the right side. Way back here for Preciado. Preciado cross going out off the back of Weston McKennie there for a throw. In his 3rd season now with Sparta Prague after a couple of years with Genk in Belgium. Savar playing it back and Ordonez across the back towards Pacho. Tillman closing down. High ball forward from Pacho. He's looking for Preciado here. Rodriguez, support from Franco. Inside for Alcivar. It's the 5th cap for the midfielder as Alcivar turns it backwards here for Pacho. Space on the left if Vite can find the ball out towards Medina. Medina came on for Stupinian, who got injured towards the end of that first half. Franco. United States have had their chances against an Ecuador side that have kept plenty of clean sheets throughout World Cup qualifying. 13 clean sheets in 18 World Cup qualifiers. They never conceded multiple goals. It's Franco as he curls that one in. The challenge from Miles Robinson. Again, Valencia was asking for a penalty. And a corner has been given. Diego Luna and Alex Freeman getting set to come in.
This is a great game for Luna to come into.
Second corner of the game for Ecuador. As they lead 1-0 at the hour mark here in Austin at Q2 Stadium. Richards meets it at the front post. Ware will look to get this one clear from the delivery by Alcivar as it comes back out towards Vite. Pedro Vite's ball back finds Medina. Just Medina's 3rd cap, and the previous 2 were against Brazil. Both games in World Cup qualifying. Here's Miles Robinson at the back. Did he get a shove in the back? Yes, he did. And Angulo is penalised. Not a bad way to start your international career with 2 World Cup qualifiers home and away against Brazil.
That's jumping right in.
Not much doubt about that. Robinson and McKennie are the 2 players that will be leaving the game. So we'll wait and see how that changes things in terms of Mauricio Pochettino's
I'm
team.
Slightly disappointed. I want to see Luna playing next to Weston McKennie with how great he's performing right now, and see Balogun, Weston. We'll have to wait for that.
Here's Valencia up towards halfway. Then Valencia trapped by Morris. He made the challenge, he got the ball, and Valencia still fighting for it as Richards will pick it up and go across the back towards Tim Ream. Valencia is down. West Ham and Everton man. He's back to his feet now as the ball is out of play on the far side, and the change will happen with Freeman coming in and Diego Luna, Auto Trader key sub of the game. Miles Robinson replaced by Freeman. On comes Diego Luna for Weston McKennie.
Excellent performance from Weston McKennie today, and Diego Luna has been tremendous off the bench in his opportunities with the U.S. I think this is a move where the quality in the final third, the indecision that has kind of lingered a little bit. Diego Luna is absolutely a solution for having that last final pass and the creativity.
Diego Luna's 12th straight U.S. game, the longest active streak of any player. Immediately onto the ball. One of my favorite parts of the night was seeing that great feature with Dunny and Diego Luna in the pre-game show. And Diego Luna beat Dunny at the crossbar challenge, correct. And apparently his kids told him he brought shame on the Dunseth family name by that
first attempt. I mean, there wasn't a crossbar ever in jeopardy of that ball.
It's funny given the fact that he says that he only ever in his whole career lost once at the crossbar challenge, and that was to Tony Beltran.
Excellent passer of the ball. I mean,
so you tell him he's lost it.
It's gone. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Cross to the right here for Freeman. He seems, with the way things are shaping up right now, to be playing in that position that Robinson was in on the right side. This is Ream bringing it forward. Down to the left for Arston. Luna. The US have had their chances in this game, but still trail here in the 64th minute. Freeman picking it up in the battle with Vite. Luna back towards Ream. Morris with the ball through. Nice touch from Tessman. Wide it goes towards Arston. The cross in couldn't find Balogun, and hooked away by Franco. Be a throw on the far side for the United States.
And again, just that final pass. You've got to up the quality of it. Just delivering the ball in positions where there's even an opportunity.
Across the back it comes for Freeman. Weah couldn't quite get there, and brought away by Medina, who plays the ball forward towards Valencia. Ream able to find Richards. This is Luna. Luna firing the crossfield ball, couldn't pick out where as it's flicked behind and out for a throw. Next up for the US, they'll head to Commerce City, Colorado for a first meeting with Australia since 2010, Tuesday night. Australia already qualifying for the World Cup. their 6th in a row. We'll have that one for you on Tuesday night from Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Here's Weah down the right side. Freeman. Now here's Morris. See why Ecuador have had such a good record defensively throughout World Cup qualifying. The couple of times that the US have managed to find a way through, their keeper has been there to save them. This ball played through down the right, Freeman couldn't get on the end of it. Australia tonight with a 1-0 win against Canada, the first game of the international window for them, before ready to take on the US on Tuesday night. We're just about at the midway mark in this second half in Austin. Luna, little cushioned header towards Tillman. This is Weah down the right side. Tillman will chase. Pacho comes across to defend. And it's out of play here for a US throw. Green. That's Morris, wide to the right. Now 517 minutes at the moment without conceding a goal for Ecuador. As Weah plays it back here for Freeman, the Orlando City fullback. Morris comes short. The US opening the window in September with a 2-0 loss against South Korea in New Jersey, only to bounce back with a win against Japan. Tillman's ball in towards Morris, and this is Luna. A little bit of space for Luna. Support from Arston down the left side. Preciado closes down. Arston swings the cross into the middle. Tessman couldn't get there. Headed away by Ordonez and picked up here by Tim Weah. Tillman.
That was a really clever idea. Just didn't get it right.
Freeman looked to be fouled. The referee allows play to continue here. Morris. Tillman against Angulo, and Angulo comes away with the ball. There's frustration here that a couple of calls didn't go the way of the US. That's a wonderful ball from Tillman. Picks out Luna, who drives it in. Great move.
Yeah, there's what I was talking about, what we need. Just someone with a killer instinct where the quality's there, and obviously it's hit right at the goalkeeper, but wonderful touch. Not thinking anything but shoot. Touches it sweetly. I think Galindez is going to be able to handle that pretty easily, but that's the thing that's just been a little lacking, is the U.S. around the box not having that intention and then that obviously quality to make sure you get good chances off. Diego Luna's a great unlock for that.
That was actually the first shot of the second half for either side. Not just shot on target, but the first shots from either side. 21 minutes left to go. The US with more of the possession, but so far unable to make it count to try and get back into this one. Mauricio Pochettino's 19th game in charge. He's won 10, lost 7 and drawn 1 of the previous 18. Just the second time he's gone up against home ball opposition. The other one was in the January count, a win against Venezuela. A triple change coming. We will see Christian Pulisic. We'll see Christian Roldan. And Mark McKenzie as well. Well, one back by Aidan Morris, who has space to carry it forward. Out to the left side it goes. Luna battling there, manages to come away with the ball, wriggling down the touchline. Back inside towards Reen. Quickly moved now to the right for Freeman. Weah stepping inside Medina. Flicked by Tillman to Balogun. Through for Weah! Oh, over the bar! Wonderful flowing move from the United States.
I love this from Weah. Just gets his head down. This is a beautiful little flick back to him. But That is a really difficult first touch. I mean, excellent at full speed to clean that ball off of Balogun that fires back to him. He's just at full speed, leaning a little bit, can't get the quality of the shot he'd like. But that was a wonderful little sequence, and that first touch was excellent to have that opportunity.
Pressure coming here as it's given away there by Ordonez. Where? In towards Tessman. Tessman through. It's a chance for Tillman. It's Balogun off the post and in. It's 1-1. It's Balogun with a goal inside the final 20 minutes. Following Balogun scoring in back-to-back games for the United States. And he deserves that for his performance tonight.
I mean, we said it. I mean, it seemed inevitable. As long as the quality just went up a little bit in the final third, Balogun was going to get his chance. And lovely from Tessman. You thought maybe he took a touch too many, but it actually drew the defender perfectly. And right here, at that point, Tillman, you think maybe he's just going to try to hammer one near post, but he's just waiting for Balogun to get into the right spot. Stays onside, has a look at Balogun. Just gets there first, opens up his body. It just cushions it right towards that near post. Finally got his goal. He deserved it. Pacho all over him. I mean, look at this. I mean, all game long, this has been the game for him. But just a quality finish from the U.S. there. Finally got their unlock, and now they got some fresh legs coming on and see if they can go chase this win.
Quite a battle for Balogun tonight against Pacho and Ordonez. Pacho plays for PSG. Balogun also a Ligue 1 player. They've never played against each other for their clubs.
I mean, Pacho's been excellent. I mean, it's like, yeah, that's how good Balogun's playing, is that Pacho's been every step of the way with him, but Balogun's just been another level tonight.
He's a difference maker, isn't he, leading from the front. Aidan Morris and Ream leaving the game. Tim Weah, the other player, to depart. McKenzie in at the back, Roldan in midfield, and Pulisic coming on. And now Rodriguez with a strike, it deflects and straight at Matt Freese. And Freese has had a very quiet night tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Tillman's moved into the wide position, and Pulisic and Diego Luna are going to be those inverted midfielders playing underneath Balogun.
Down the left side it goes. Medina will chase forward here for Ecuador. He's got Valencia in the middle. It goes off the head of Tessman. And out of play for a corner here off the Lyon man.
Look here, that's tight. I think he's on. He's on. But those angles can be a little deceiving. The color of the grass isn't really your best clue.
On comes Leonardo Campana, New England Revolution man, brought in for the final 16 minutes here to replace Enner Valencia, who was the goal scorer. In towards the front post, Richards climbs high. And a free kick given here. It's 1-1 here in Austin. US Soccer on TNT is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Balogun's leveler after Valencia had given Ecuador a first-half lead. Balogun's second time scoring in consecutive caps. The last was in Copa America against Bolivia and Panama. And right now, on the balance of play, you would suggest the US are favourites to go on and win this. Luna. Back towards McKenzie. McKenzie finding himself alongside Chris Richards at the back. Two players who know each other very well. Chris Richards was talking yesterday about how he's known Mark McKenzie for 8 years. They've got really good chemistry, spend a lot of time off the field together, and he says that translates into positive things on it as well. Here's Tillman down the right. Roldan inside. One of the things Mauricio Pochettino says he likes about Christian Roldan is the fact that he behaves the same way throughout the camp, whether he's in the side, whether he's not in the side. He helps those that are in. He's just a complete team player.
Beans was talking in pregame about there's always players on a roster that go to a World Cup where there's an expectation. You're not going to see the field a ton, but there's I don't want to be pejorative and say training players, but they're essentially vital to that chemistry of just pushing the people that have those roles and making sure that they don't get complacent.
Chris Richards called him a glue guy. He said he was such a big part of qualifying the last time around, and that you always need those glue guys within your team. Those are the words of Richards. Headed out to the left side for Medina. Medina will chase. He's got Campana in the middle, and Freeze comes and claims it really well. Nicely done by Matt Freeze, the 27-year-old from New York City FC. Recently signed a new contract with NYCFC through to 2030, and on a night when he's not had much to do, that was wonderfully read.
Yeah, it was excellent goalkeeping. Yeah, he made that decision very quickly and had to in order to get out there, and then didn't bobble it. Came up with the play and kept it. He's really, the confidence of this player has just been growing performance after performance.
He started 10 games out of 11 now since his debut against Turkey. At this point, 8 months out, is it his job to lose?
It is, but we talked to Turner at practice the other day. The good thing is Turner's getting back into consistency, playing and feeling good, getting confident, and now he's got a Matt Turner who's playing regularly, nipping at his heels. I mean, that's the best thing that you can have in the camp.
McKenzie. Now Richards. Pulisic towards Luna. No way through there as Campana is dispossessed by Luna. Freeman. Now Tessman. Change coming up top very shortly, we're told. Haji Wright might be coming in for Balogun. They're not ready just yet for that, as Haji Wright gets a few more instructions. He has had a wonderful season so far with Coventry City. Scored a goal in a 5-0 win on Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday. 2 goals against Millwall 3 days earlier. 8 goals in 9 league games and in 9 in 11 in all competitions for Haji Wright this season. And Frank Lampard's Coventry City, having gone close last year in the playoffs in the Championship, are flying right now. It's Coventry and Middlesbrough. Aidan Morris and Haji Wright head-to-head for the top 2 right now. Still early in the season.
That'll be fun down the stretch.
Yeah. A few final words from Pochettino in the ear of Haji Wright. With the ball out wide to the far side. Ecuador's shutout streak ended at 520 minutes by Balogun. Preciado does well down the right side as he looks for the ball in. Campana climbs and Freeze can get there.
Yeah, Richards give a little pat. Getting that support from Freeman behind him.
Ordonez across for Pacho. And Roldan has the foul given against him. Here comes the change.
At Spring Hill Suites, extra space makes every room more than a room. Find space at Spring Hill Suites, official hotel partner of U.S. Soccer.
Ordonez forward here towards Al-Suvar.
Yeah, it's interesting. I watched Pochettino's body language when Balogun came off, and I love it. He just gave him a high five, no big hug and big show of affection, just like that's how good you are. That's what I expect out of you. Great performance.
The team high 3 shots for Fuller and Balogun tonight. Angulo with the foul given against him as Tessman was fouled just inside his own half.
I mean, the technical area of things is done now. I mean, Pochettino's out on the field. They're both just going out on the field. They've decided that's what they're going to do.
Yes. In fact, they're having a conversation now, side by side each other. This is Richards. To be fair to Sebastian Berkisese, he's been better behaved in the second 45 minutes, although his side is defending the other side. This is Hadji Wright. The way opens up a little bit for Wright in towards Luna. Cleared away by Al-Suvar. Campana out wide to the far side. McKenzie battling there with Kevin Rodriguez. And Arston skips away with the ball. Here goes Max Arston rolling it through towards Hadji Wright. He's round the back of Ordonez.
Yeah, it's been a handful for sure. He had a few options there, especially Christian Pulisic. He elected to go himself. Didn't pick any of them. You can tell he wants to go goal. I was watching him in training the other day. He banged in a few. He was looking very sharp.
Corner number 8 for the United States. 8 minutes left to play. Pulisic delivers to that front post, and McKenzie couldn't get on the end of it there as Melendez will look to clear downfield. Ball down underneath it. Second chance to clear. Freeman flips that one down the right side. He got caught by Medina. And a yellow card coming here for Yeimar Medina. The first half substitute, the injured Estupinian. I should say huge congratulations to the under-20s as well. The US under-20s at the U20 World Cup in Chile, winning 3-0 against Italy in the round of 16 yesterday.
So good.
The goals keep on coming for Benha Kramaski. 2 in that game. He's got 5 goals now in the tournament, which is the most by a US player in a single under-20 World Cup.
Yeah, that's Italy and France, 3 down. Those are 2 very good national teams that the US dominated.
Morocco in the quarter-final on Sunday. Great tournament for the under-20s. Ordonez. Mendes with the high ball downfield. Rodriguez chasing. McKenzie going across to the far side. Push through for Hadji Wright to chase onto. Mark McKenzie actually with a 2-1 win at Lyon last week against Tanner Tessman. 2 late goals in the 87th and 96th minute. Foes at the weekend. Now on the same team. Here on international duty. 5 minutes to go in Austin as Diego Luna has it. McKenzie across for Richards. Tessman dropping deep.
Yeah, Tessman is quietly on a really strong game. He's been a nice little pivot. The ball's been flowing through him. He's been really positive with it.
Hadji Wright cushions the header down. Tillman couldn't quite get there, and Melendez comes away. Pedro Vite was able to get it back towards the goalkeeper. So the biggest positives, the biggest takeaways from Mauricio Pochettino tonight, Carl?
The consistency of the competitive nature, the energy. I mean, they've been pressing, they've been connected. There's confrontation. It's been their own game all.
Rodriguez just outside the box, no way through, past Richardson, roll down. Tillman down the line, here's Freeman in space down the right side. He's got Wright and Pulisic making runs. Comes towards Luna. All the way through here for Arfston. Pulisic, second half substitute tonight. Is there to be a late winner here in Texas? Closed down by Franco. Luna. It'll be the second draw under Mauricio Pochettino. Richards down the right side for Roldan. He'll leave it for Freeman. McKenzie towards Luna. He's the Real Salt Lake man, pushing that one forward to right on the edge of the area. Just couldn't quite wriggle free. Yeah, nicely done by Vite.
Could have left that too for Pulisic. I mean, Christian made a really good run. If he just dummied it, Christian could have taken it in his path. Immediately, Pulisic looked up at the sky and slapped his hands together. You could tell that he knew if he just let that go, he was in on goal.
Ecuador getting closer to extending their record unbeaten run. Currently at 11 matches with 5 wins and 6 draws. 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time away from making it 12 without defeat. They qualified for the World Cup back in June with a 0-0 draw against Peru in Lima. Second behind Argentina in qualifying. They lost just 2 of 18 matches. Only conceded 5 goals, tied for the record low goals conceded in CONMEBOL qualifying. Here's Tessman.
What a ball.
Pulisic. Now Arfston on halfway. Pulisic continuing the run, and there's Haji Wright, who is onside here. Haji Wright cuts inside. Haji Wright driving it forward, but couldn't get the direction or really the power he would have wanted on Galindez.
There's another look at it. Yeah, Pulisic making one of the draws a defender. Does really well to drop the shoulder and free up that space. Tries to go against the grain and come back to that near post. Just got to have a lot of power on it to beat Galindez near post.
Tillman just catching Medina a little late. Another change coming in the closing moments here for Ecuador. It's going to be Daniel Castillo coming in. Yellow card shown there to Pacho, I think, for taking too long with the free kick. PSG man does now fire it forward towards the edge of the area. Campana battling, drops back here for Franco, into the path of Campana. This is Rodriguez. Here's the cross in, and over the top towards the back post. Medina couldn't get there, but it might have gone out for a corner. The last touch coming off Tillman. Ecuador want to make the change. Jordi Alcivar leading the game. And on comes Michelin midfielder, 21-year-old Daniel Castillo. Made his debut in a win against Venezuela in World Cup qualifying in March. 3 minutes of time to be added on. Pedro Vite will take this corner. Fourth corner of the game. Just with a quick word for Pacho there, who makes a run to the front post as it comes in. The flick header from Rodriguez is straight through to Freeze. Freeman being tracked by Vite. Austin over the top. Haji right. Pacho comes across to defend.
Well done. Really well done from Robbie right there.
Now Pulisic. Christian Pulisic in towards the box, and Rodriguez, and back there Preciado battling to try and keep him at bay. Two minutes of stoppage time remaining here. It was Enner Valencia's goal that gave Ecuador the advantage. Balogun inside the final 20 minutes, scoring his second goal in as many games for the US to tie it up at 1-1. Australia to come on Tuesday night, the second game of this October international window. And then on ball opposition in November. Paraguay in Philadelphia, followed by Uruguay in Tampa. Put away by McKenzie. Tessman. Roldan across towards the right side for Freeman. Freeman coming off the bench for his 10th US cap. Here's Luna. Such an impactful player at the Gold Cup. Roldan wide to the left side. This is the ball forward towards Pulisic from Austin. Everybody back defending apart from Campana, as Austin has it here against Preciado. Austin towards the byline, hoists it high to the back post, and Medina flicks that one away. And will just be left to run out for a throw here by Tillman. The final 30 seconds or so in Austin. Referee with a check of the watch. Tillman looking to launch this one long. One last chance for the United States. Tillman in towards the front post. And the whistle goes for full time in Austin. The United States with a 1-1 draw here against Ecuador.
The crowd a little bit disappointed they weren't able to push on and get the win. I think that's because they saw a really good performance that deserved one. The U.S., one mistake, wonderful class from Valencia, but it didn't trip them up. They started the game well, was consistent the whole time. Subs came on and made a difference. I mean, you saw Pulisic's face, a little disappointed. He didn't get more opportunities. Several moments he could have got on the ball in the final third, but this, a very positive performance. Almost felt like the first time Pochettino was here, and we got to watch them play under Pochettino at the stadium, and it looked like that. It was spirited. I think this is an evolution of that. This one was spirited. It was consistent. It was dynamic. They created a lot of chances, and yeah, Balogun, I think that's the big takeaway. We've been waiting for a 9 to start to step up and just be so obviously the choice, the person that Pochettino can depend on, and Balogun has slowly made that case, and today was a huge statement.
7 goals in 20 caps now for Fowler and Balogun, and the Monaco man ties it here in Austin inside the final 20 minutes. It finishes 1-1 for the United States against Ecuador.